Basil's great to use in cooking, but when you have it as a bush, one of the main challenges is how to store it. 3 years ago, I planted 3 basil bushes, and look where they have become. With the bees' help, these basil have reseeded themselves and covered the whole front of my house.
Did you know that 1 in every 3 bites of food is the result of the hard work of bees? And that bees are on the decline, and so we need to find ways to save and promote them. So one easy way is to grow your own basil.
As those of you know who grow basil, it's great to use in cooking, but one of the challenges is what to do with all the extra basil. Most basil will just go black if you leave it out on the counter or put it in your fridge, because we can't use it all at once. It's 5,000 bushes here. Collect whatever basil you want to store in a bowl. Dried basil's good, but it doesn't have the same fresh flavor as basil that's picked right off the plant. One of the ways that we've discovered that you can preserve basil much as if you had just picked it off the plant is to place it in an ice cube tray like this. You can freeze your basil either cut or whole. Here I'm going to roll the basil whole and place it into the ice cube tray to preserve the maximum freshness of the basil leaf. Basil is great in pesto. It's good with pasta. It's good on chicken. And of course pizza. Basil was known as the king's herb. Don't worry if your basil withers in the sun. It's still as good as new. Basil has a lot of health benefits. Studies have shown that basil has DNA protection properties, and it's also antibacterial. Basil is also known for its anti-inflammatory effects. Basil's nutrients are essential to cardiovascular health. Many gardeners will prune the seeds as soon as they come up. If you let them grow, however, they'll produce flowers that will attract the bees. Some people fear the bee sting. However, if you really just let the bees do as they're doing and don't show any anxiety, they'll leave you alone. I like to think that our basil provides a bee haven, but for me, it's a bee heaven. Once you've rolled up all your basil leaves that you want to store and put them in the ice cube tray, now is the time to put on the oil. I've got grapeseed oil here. Now it's time to put the basil in the freezer. The oil won't freeze like water will and produce ice, but it will harden over the time that it's in the freezer. And now when you need the basil for one of your favorite basil recipes, just pull it out of the freezer and you're ready to go.
So remember to grow basil to support the bees.
And freeze your basil in oil so that you can use it later.
I'm Jason Winningham.
And I'm Jacob Muchler.
And this has been your Green Tip of the Week.